Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you had some fun and exercise yesterday. Hey, Socco, what are we going to read to them today?
Well, Slurpee, before we start reading, I think Mr. Ricketts has something to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi to Miss Tracy and everybody at the Goddard School. Thanks for watching in New Jersey.
New Jersey? You guys are in New Jersey? Wow.
I wonder if anybody else is watching. Leave in the comments where you're watching from.
Well, guys, I think we better get started. They're waiting for a cool story. Which one should we pick?
I think we should tell them about our trip.
You mean our trip and the dream I had?
Yeah, don't give anything away though, Socco.
Socco and Slurpee Meet the Princess by me, Mark Ricketts. Illustrated by Michael Kirby. Chapter 1. Bike Ride. It was the last day of Socco and Slurpee's trip. They had traveled to see the country where their great-great-great-grandfathers were born. As they rode along, Socco explained,
We are both distant relatives of the Lederhosen family.
It's neat to find out where our families are from and get some exercise while we do it,
replied Slurpee. Just as they were about to head back for the flight home, Slurpee yelled,
Hey, look at that castle over there.
As Socco looked, his bike hit a big rock. He was sent flying over the handlebars and landed with a thud. He was knocked out cold. When Socco woke up, Slurpee and he were sitting in a castle. Trumpets blared a tune, and everyone stood up. In walked the king. Next to him sat a beautiful princess. Socco couldn't take his eyes off of her. The king called for entertainment. 2 jesters started juggling scarves. The jesters then tried juggling beanbags, but the beanbags hit each other and fell to the ground.
Take these jesters away,
screamed the king.
We need some new entertainment. Take the 2 trespassers to the dungeon for the night, he said. They will be our new jesters.
Chapter 2. To the Dungeon.
Slurpee, what is going on?
questioned Socco. Slurpee explained.
Guards came up to us right after you fell off your bike and said we were trespassing on the lands of King Lederhosen. What are we going to perform for the king tomorrow?
Slurpee asked Socco.
Well, Slurpee, I think we can impress him by showing him 3 ways of dribbling, explained Socco.
I thought bouncing a ball up and down with your hand is dribbling,
said Slurpee.
That's only one way to dribble,
said Socco.
Dribbling is when you keep a ball moving while under control.
Socco got an old ball that was in the dungeon. First, he used his finger pads, pushed the ball down to the ground, and continued pushing down each time it bounced up and met his fingers. Next, he put the ball down on the floor and began tapping it softly with the inside and outside of his foot.
See how the ball keeps rolling along the ground as I keep it moving near me? Showed Socco. I can change directions whenever I choose.
Finally, Socco picked up a stick and dribbled the ball by tapping it with the stick. Slurpee said,
That looks a little easier than using your foot.
After practicing each kind of dribble through the night, they were ready for the king. Chapter 3. Dribble Away. The king and his court were all watching as Socco and Slurpee were led into the room. Socco blushed as he noticed the princess smiling at him.
Entertain us,
yelled the king. Socco spoke softly.
We will now dribble in 3 different ways.
They started dribbling with their hands as the crowd clapped. The crowd wondered what Socco and Slurpee were doing when they put the ball down and started a foot dribble. Oohs and ahs were heard in the court. Ooh, ah.
That's not dribbling,
screamed the king.
Yes, it is, Mr. King,
said Slurpee.
Socco showed me the dribbling was keeping a ball moving while under control.
Socco showed him the foot dribbles around the room. The king started to smile.
Now I will exercise more because I have a new way to dribble,
announced the king. Then Socco borrowed 2 canes from some older members of the court. He and Slurpee dribbled using the upside-down canes to tap the balls around the room. The crowd clapped along with the king. The king was so impressed that he wanted his daughter, Marta, to marry Socco. Chapter 4. A Bride for Socco? As the princess walked towards Socco, she grabbed some grapes to feed him. As Socco gazed into her eyes, he knew they would live happily ever after. When they leaned in to hug, Socko closed his eyes. At that moment, Slurpee leaned in front of Socko, reaching for a snack from the flight attendant. Socko hugged Slurpee tight, not knowing he was on the flight home.
Thanks, Socko, said Slurpee. Glad you finally woke up after falling off your bike. Good thing you were wearing your helmet,
he added with a smile. A groggy Socko was speechless. As he looked at Slurpee and then at the flight attendant, he realized he had been dreaming ever since he hit his head.
This trip was so perfect, it was almost like a fairy tale,
said Slurpee.
Well, except for the ending. Grapes?
Offered Slurpee. The end.
Hey guys, we're back. Oh, wow, that was some dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, when you told me about it, I laughed and laughed.
Well, Mr. Ricketts is going to show you some juggling with something you might have around the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Wow, show us.
Okay, I will see you guys later.
Yeah. And you know what? Have fun over the weekend and practice your dribbling. If it's nice outside, go outside and play.
Yes.
Okay guys, so I start out with 2 of these and I try to cross them over my belly like this. And catch them. I do it again. And then, if you want to go a circle, you can go like this. Hand the one over in the bottom and throw the one on the top. And then you're juggling in a circle. And you can try it with one hand if you go really fast. Then if you get a third one, if you take these 2 fingers and grab this one and then throw that one up, you can do 3. And you notice I was crisscrossing under my belly. So belly, belly, belly. And then you can try to keep it going. Take some practice, so pause it, try it yourself. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday with a new story.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Tracy.
Who's Miss Tracy?
Well, she's Mr. Ricketts' friend from college.
Hi, Miss Tracy. How you doing?